Hi everyone, my name is Evan Chapman and I am a full stack Java developer. A little bit about myself. I am a family man. I love spending time with my family, and that can be in any sort of way. I love to go to soccer games where my nephew plays and everything. But I also love to go camping. I love, we try to go to Wapapella Lake a few times a year. Down there at the bottom left is actually Wapapella Lake. To the left there is my immediate family, my two sisters and my brother, and then my parents. And then in the middle there is my wife and I. We're actually coming up on our year anniversary, which I am extremely excited about. I try to get outside, try to go camping several times a year. Like I said, I love swimming and also love skateboarding. I've been skating for 16 years, and it's most definitely my favorite sport. And last but not least, drums is my passion. So I'm at or above the 10,000 hour mark as far as my practice hours go on the drums. So I take it very seriously. And on top of that, I love to build things. Right here is actually a drum that I had built. I just love seeing something come together. I love being able to look at something and say, I built that, and just to be proud of that. And then above there is actually, those are shell dimensions for a different drum that I had built. And I'm also working on a coffee table for my wife and I right now. A little bit about my experience. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. I was a personnelist, which is essentially HR. And I worked with B-2 pilots and T-38 pilots, which was amazing. I also got to do a B-2 simulator, which was one of the most exciting experiences of my life, especially in the Air Force. I'm super blessed to have been able to serve in the United States Air Force. After I got out, I finished my studies at Southeast Missouri State University with a degree in general studies. I took a bunch of marketing and advertising classes there too, which I was able to start doing front-end web development. And it goes kind of back to me loving to build things. And then Professional Employment Group here was actually a company I worked for, and I did HR when I first got to St. Louis. So back to the front-end web development, I worked with a few radio stations out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and I was the marketing manager, so I got to do a bunch of things, including front-end web development and editing the site and managing it and everything. So I got to mess with WordPress, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that was definitely an experience that helped me to be able to learn more about front-end web development. Now, I was moving to St. Louis because my wife is from here, and I was looking around because I knew that I wanted to be a web developer. And full stack web development is something I found, and I knew that there was more opportunity knowing both front end and back end. And I found Claim Academy. And I'm super excited with the past several weeks with what I've learned and what I'm going to continue to learn, just as a lifelong learner, as a developer, and just the new technologies that are coming out. While we attended Claim, we were tasked with finding a problem and solving that problem, finding a solution to that problem. And as soon as we started talking about our capstones, I knew the general area where I wanted to be, and it's an attention to focus. Now, this isn't anything new. Everyone struggles with the attention to focus. I've talked to several people that I went to school with, several people that I was in the Air Force with, and even developers, if you Google and search the forums, just individuals who have trouble retaining their attention and their focus, and they burn out. And something that I had actually found, this research that was done through these major universities that are well known. An average mind wanders 15 to 20% of the time, which is essentially a fifth of the time. It takes you 23 minutes and 15 seconds to refocus, and this has to do with multitasking. So 98% of people actually can't even multitask, and that's a huge problem. So when I had found out this, I knew that I wanted to do a project based around this. And I had actually a couple years ago found a technique called the Pomodoro Technique, which is basically a set of 25-minute work duration and then a 5-minute break. So you do that for 4 sets, and then the 4th set you do a longer break. So the Pomodoro Technique is actually named, Pomodoro is the Italian word for tomato. So that's kind of where they got the name of this tomato timer. I'm sure a lot of people have in their kitchen and everything. So my solution was Pom Retain. To help you retain your attention span, retain your motivation, and your concentration. So we're going to go ahead and go to that. Now, once you get to the Pom Retain application, you'll click Get Started, which I've already done, and it'll take you to the sign up page. And you'll fill out your information here, and then you'll create this account, and then it'll take you to the profile page. Now, you should receive an email upon sign up that tells you, welcome to Pom Retain. So right here, hi there, welcome to Pom Retain. Just to give you a warm welcome into the application. So we'll go ahead and go back to that. And then if you scroll down here, let's see. Okay, if you scroll down on the application here, you'll be able to see the timer here. So right here, you can enter your tasks. So let's just say we want to learn Spanish. So for the sake of this presentation, we'll go ahead and change the work duration and the break duration to 0.1. So once you click start, it'll actually start the timer. So then you can learn Spanish. You can do whatever you're trying to learn, whatever you need to focus on in this work duration. And then it goes to the break. But down here, for your sessions, it shows learning Spanish, learn Spanish less than a minute, break less than a minute, and then it'll just keep going back from your session to your break. So essentially, it's just a way of keeping track of what you're learning and everything. And then also you have the option to update your address and change your password, as well as add a photo. Now, the technologies that I used for this application are for my backend. I use Java, REST API for my web service, Eclipse for my IDE. I used GitHub for my version control, Spring Boot for my framework, MySQL for my database, and then I used Maven for my build and dependency management, and then Hibernate to map to my database. And then for front end, I used HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and Bootstrap, as well as JSP. Now, for my future goals, I would love to be able to implement this application to the mobile world. I would love to have a mobile application to where you could exit out of the application and it'll notify you once your break is up or once your work duration is up, and vice versa, so that you can work effectively without any distractions. Once again, my name is Evan Chapman, and here are my details if you'd like to reach out to me. Does anybody have any questions at this point?